Hey everybody, welcome back to Skyward Sword. In the last episode, we learned that our Loftwing, Crimson Loftwing, has gone missing and Groose was behind it. Now, this is something that I forgot to show on our first route down here to Skyloft. Hold up, Link. Hey, Link, could you help me with something? All you have to do is use A to dash and roll into the tree, just like I've been doing. Dash, then shake the nunchuck when you're in front of the tree. Bam! To do a roll, do it right. So, come on, please. So basically, what you've got to do here is just, let's see what it says. Okay, so roll. First thing you gotta do is press A to run super fast, which we've already learned is the dash. Now, if you shake the nunchuck at the same time you're dashing, you'll do a roll, and you've probably seen me do this a couple of times already in the first two episodes, but you just gotta roll like that. And you also saw me pick up this thing in the very first episode, the Sky Stag Beetle. We'll get more into exactly what these bugs can do, but there's a little foreshadowing here. Aw, my Sky Stag Beetle, so close. So, well, to catch it I would need a bug net. I wish I hadn't thrown the one I bought at Beetle's Air Shop. That's something that we're not gonna get to for just a little bit. But we can pick up some more money along the way if we need it. We really don't, but hey, rupees is rupees, money is money in this game, and that's really, really important. Now I'm heading back into the Knight Academy because I believe we want to talk to the one character to figure out what we want to do next, and I believe the character is up over there. No, this is Fledge's room. We don't want to go into Fledge's room. We want to ooh, I'm getting, this is Colin and Stritch. Colin and Stritch, that is Bruce's little henchman that you saw with him in the last episode. Over here is my room, which I don't understand why I'm showing all this again, but here's the character that I wanted to talk to. Huh? Why do you want to know where Groose hangs out? Is he up to no good again? I have no clue where he hangs out. Pipit probably does, though. You should talk to him. And I think he was looking for you just now. He should be in front of the sparring hall. I showed the sparring hall exactly where it was in, I think, the last episode or the first episode. I showed the overall map of Skyloft, and it's actually right next to the Knight Academy. So that's where we'll be heading right now to go find Pipit, because maybe he'll know what Groose did with our Loftwing. So let's head over, and he's got a little bubble above his head, so we should definitely talk to him, and that's the sparring hall right behind them.
Yeah?
Link, perfect timing. I heard your Loftwing has gone missing, so I thought I'd join in the search, because I told you. And get this, when I asked Fledge what he knew, he started acting weird. Really? I'm so sorry, Link. I really wanted to tell you, but if Groose found out I told you... It sounds like Groose forced him to keep quiet about it. Go on. Tell him the truth. Just a little while ago, when I was cleaning the dining hall, Groose and his buddies came in. They didn't notice I was there and started talking about their plan to hide your Loftwing. I wanted to warn you, Link, but just as I tried to sneak away, Groose and his gang grabbed me. They said that if I told you, they'd make sure I would never be able to ride a bird ever again. It sounds like Groose and his buddies had a plan to capture your bird and hide him near a waterfall. Well, near a waterfall would mean... Quick, let's take a look at your map. Remember that lake area that I showed you? That's it, right there. There's the waterfall. That lake area that I showed you in the last episode, that's where we've got to go, because that's where the waterfall is that we've got to go find our Loftwing at. And then basically he says we can press the plus button at any time to open up our maps, which I've already shown you. And this thing is going to be flashing to basically say that, hey, you should open up your maps and look at it again, and, well, we've already done that. But let's see, there's one more thing that he needs to say. If you're going to go to the waterfall, remember that there are some dangerous things there, creepy crawly things. You need to carry a sword. I think I saw the Knight Commander go into the sparring hall. So we need a sword. They kind of tell you to go off to the waterfall, but but it's a really bad idea if you go without a sword. Luckily, we're right here next to the sparring hall, and we can actually get a sword. Hey, it's Link. So you still want to get in some sword practice even though today is the wing ceremony. I'm impressed. The sword is in the back room. Go back there and get it. I'll be here for a while, so if there's anything you don't understand about handling a sword, go ahead and ask. So, we're going to go back here, and we're going to open this chest, which we'll be doing a lot in this series, and we're going to get the practice sword. Students of the Knight Academy practice with these. It looks like it has a fairly sharp blade. This is our practice sword. We can press 1 at any time to look at the items that we're carrying. So now this 1 is going to start flashing at us here. And basically this is the gear page. This will all be filled out. Here's our Sky Stag Beetle. This will all be filled out later as we start getting more and more equipment and items, as you know, of any Zelda game. So let's talk to this guy again, the Knight Commander. Oh yeah, you want to learn about how to use a sword? Well, yeah, I already know how to use a sword, but this is a walkthrough, and I need to show you guys how to use the sword. Anyway, a vertical slash is to do a side slash. Thrust the Wii remote forward to do a thrust. And then there's the spin attack, a more advanced technique. To do that, swing the Wii remote and the nunchuck together in a sideways motion. If you remember these moves, you can handle yourself in any fight. Just remember the fundamentals. Always press Z to target an enemy as soon as you see it. Try getting in some good practice on these logs. If the sword doesn't respond quite the way you want it to, try big vertical overhead practice swings in front of you. Once you've sliced up those logs, I'll set you up to try out some kind of move. I don't want to talk to you again, but what I want to say here is that I mentioned it very briefly in the opening of the first episode. This game heavily relies on the Wii Motion Plus. You definitely need the Wii Motion Plus. I don't think you can play this game without it. I think I've tried before and it doesn't let you. And because of that extra Motion Plus, you have to do these moves exactly the way as if the Wii remote itself was the sword. And as you can see, I'm not doing too well because you need precise motion to get it. You want to do a vertical slash? You better swing your Wii remote like a vertical slash. You want to do a horizontal one? You gotta swing it right. Or else you're gonna have trouble in this game. And I've had trouble in this game because there are lots of enemies, which we haven't really gotten into the whole enemy and the whole sword thing. Ow. Ow again. There's lots of enemies where you're gonna have to do some clever sword play around, and this log is only basically here just to hurt you, and it's cruel, and I don't like that log. So let's just go to the other ones. That was pretty easy. This one you can go from the bottom up, or from the top to bottom, and just do any kind of vertical slash, just like that. And then this one is just thrust your Wii remote literally forward, and it's pretty much the easiest one. That's right, Link. You really are a strong swordsman. Easy to teach, too. Are you ready to try a spin attack? Yes, we definitely need to know how to do a spin attack. This can come in handy. Great, now I'm going to surround you with logs. You need to cut them all. All you have to do is swing the remote and the nunchuck horizontally at the same time. So it's kind of like hold them together, and then you just kind of pull them apart, which is kind of what I'm not doing here. That's a spin attack, which is what you don't want to do. And there's an example of your gouge going down there, but you just want to swing the remote, stand in the center, and if I could do this the exact right way. Woo, glitchy logs there. You want to learn about how to use the sword? Well, I thought you were going to give me advice on exactly how to do it, but you're just going to say the same exact thing again. I don't know why I'm struggling. The spin attack is pretty easy. Like I said, you just hold the Wii remote and the nunchuck together in a sideways motion like you're pulling them apart. That's all there is to it, and I'm really, really struggling with it, but you should definitely try to do this again. So let's just get through your little speech again. Okay, let's go do this. Let's just stand in the middle. And let's... What's the matter, Link? You don't seem your usual self.
Hey!
Stand in the center of a pack of enemies and swing the Wii Remote and Nunchuck horizontally at the same time. That's how you do a real spin attack. So, even though we got all of them, that wasn't the correct way how to do that, and then these logs are going to... So we're gonna have to do this again, basically. And they fall out of nowhere, and that's kind of frightening. And apparently that's the right way, even though I kind of did it right. That sure like it felt good, so why don't you try a Fatal Blow to close out our session? This is important. Fatal Blows are truly, truly important to this game. Not a lot of enemies really have Fatal Blows, but there are some that you would definitely need to use them on. So basically what you want to do is just attack the enemy the normal way, and then grab the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck, and just hold them up, and push them down, and Link will deal the Fatal Blow. It's an effective move to use right after your sword. You use your shield. Does it say shield? Oh, but monsters don't stay down for a long time, so you have to swing the Wii Remote and Nunchuck quickly. This is very, very important.
Hey!
But wait, you can't take swords outside of the sparring hall. What do you think you're doing, sneaking out with that? What? Your Loftwing is missing? You want to go look for it? Well, I guess I could make an exception just this once, but remember that Skyloft is a peaceful place, so I don't want to see you swinging it around like crazy out there. I don't want to get in tons of trouble over this, so here's the deal. Make sure you get plenty of practice on these logs first, and once you get outside with that sword, you can use it. So, I've already gotten enough practice. I'm pretty much familiar with the sword. If you need practice, there's the logs there for you. But, now with the sword in hand, literally, we can go off to the waterfall cave. Do you think you'll make it in time, Link? I'm such a wimp. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you better be sorry. Listen, as an upperclassman, I've got some advice for you. There's something you should always do before you go somewhere. You should find a bird statue and send your prayers to the goddess to save your progress. Saving... That's such an important thing to do. It's such an important thing to do to any game. And now we're going to get into one other mechanic here. There's still many more mechanics to get into, but here's another one. Kind of. These don't really... Anyway. How do you do? I'm what you call a Sheikah stone. I'm a stone of few words, so I'll get right to it. If you find yourself stuck and you have no idea how to move forward, come see me. These will basically... They're not popped up everywhere like in other Zelda games. It's like after you've had a lot of trouble doing things over and over and over, let's say game overs, these things will pop up to give you advice. So, yeah. Anyway, on the next Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, we're gonna finally go off to the waterfall cave and hopefully find our Loftwing. See you then.